If I wanted to screw things up for the Trump administration, I could not have done a better job than what they did regarding Epstein. Could not possibly do it. No words, my friends. There's no end to this. I thought, okay, we're going to be getting through with it. We've pretty much been through the story, through the facts of the case. Not even close. What's even more interesting is that we're finding, in addition to his sexual escapades and the horrors involved in his particular behavior, there also were financial transgressions and the likes of which nobody could even imagine. He was not just a PDF file, as my friend Sean Atwood says. By the by, Benny Johnson kept using the term pederast. There is no evidence of it, boys. None of that. But he didn't know the terms, and a lot of people are kind of new to this. And so we're going to get into this deep and dark and, well, politically, socially, legally, and prosecutorially. But first, let me remind you of something. I'm afraid I could spend the entire evening, Saturday night, at the cutting room to dissecting all that is Epstein. There's no end to this. It is so deep. Not to mention Trump's latest lunacy where he's sending billions of dollars in weapons. I don't believe it. I think Colonel McGregor is right regarding Ukraine. Saturday night, this Saturday at the cutting room. Tickets are available. I've got the link right there. I want to see you there. Join your friends. Join your fellow travelers. Ask the questions, because you must be thinking to yourself, how in the name of God did this ever get out like this now? It's Epstein, the money launderer, is huge. He was the conduit, the cog from his days with Bear Stearns. Good luck filtering through everything he did and the lawsuits, Deutsche Bank and JP Morgan. And, oh my God, forget what he did. Just the how do I say this? The financial shenanigans, the absolute unbelievable corruption. For the mafia isn't as involved in this. The mafia isn't. So we'll go through this. Now, let me explain something. You're not going to find, nor are most people going to find, the actual specifics as to all of the money launderings and all of the banks and the almost $1 billion in payouts at levels that, I mean, this. Why aren't the Justice Department and other entities going after the banks that facilitated these, not just trafficking, but these underhanded illegal activities as well? The big banks are saying, thank you, Pam Bondi. Thank you. Thank you. This is the most incredible thing in the world. What? Oh, we have a huge storm coming through. It's here, a huge storm. This Who are the banks that paid out, that had to pay either through money laundering or victims? How many total millions of dollars were paid because of the Epstein affair? And to whom? Who were the banks? Who was involved? It's just going through this alone. All right? Just doing a quick little review of this. Unbelievable. Remember, none of this would have happened if Pam Bondi had shut her mouth. Do you know how furious they are with Trump? Trump knows business. And Trump has friends. And Trump has to answer the question, how could you have been so negligent? How could you have allowed this to occur? How could you have no control over who is running your operation? Nobody knew about this before. Nobody. There could be derivative lawsuits. There could be, just name it. Insider trading allegations. You don't need this. You've got the richest people in the biggest banks in the world. And it blows my mind. Do you understand this? Do you understand? I'm sure you do. I know you do. I know you do because you're smart and you're sharp and you get it. You get it more than anybody else. You know exactly what happened. And what is the most fascinating to me with all of this is that this did not, and I say this again, this did not have to be mentioned. That's the part that I find the most fascinating. I will say this again and again and again. Everybody was happy and nobody cared. No, we were done with this. We put this to bed. Okay? We just put this to bed. We just figured, just put it to bed. It's already done. It was already a matter of, what have you. We knew it was bad. We figured it was taken care of. The suits were done. The suits were finished. And that's it. Right? Right? Not even close. Not even close. And what I find to be, my friends, so interesting, which I think is the most interesting, is that somewhere, and nobody wants to do this, but somebody has got to address the fact that Pam Bondi started this. I can't say that part enough. And how Trump must have to explain to his friends, how did you do this? Let me look through this right now. The banks. J.P. Morgan settled a $290 million class action lawsuits with Epstein's victims in June 2023 for allegedly facilitating its trafficking operations. $290 million. They paid an additional $75 million settlement to the U.S. Virgin Islands in September. This is J.P. Morgan, with funds allocated to anti-trafficking charities and law enforcement. Total from J.P. Morgan, $365 million. You think Jamie Dimon likes that? You think he knew that? Now you could say, well, of course he knew. I don't know. Deutsche Bank agreed to a $150 million penalty in July of 2020 after New York regulators found it failed to monitor Epstein-related accounts properly. $75 million settlement with Epstein's victims in May of 2023 over knowledge of his crimes and benefiting from his wealth, knowing what he was doing. And $26.3 million in separate shareholder lawsuits over regulatory oversight. Total 251. Okay? So that's 615 million so far. Other banks, HSBC, Standard Chartered, Bank of New York Mellon, Bank of America appear in money laundering reports. Riggs Bank. Summary, 616 million, actually more. Plus, don't forget there were the individual funds coming from Epstein's accounts, Epstein's, what am I trying to say? Epstein's, oh God, his estate, pardon me. I couldn't think for a moment. It was close, upwards of 8, maybe 900 million. I mean, this is, I'm going to say it again. You ready for me to say it again? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. They did this. It happened. Let it go. But because we're talking about this again, everybody's embarrassed again, and they don't need this. And don't you think for a moment that internecine battles at banks are going on that would love to use this to go after a Jamie Dimon, who would now look at Trump and say, thanks a lot for this. Thanks. We didn't need it. What were you doing? You're supposed to know how this is done. How did this numbnuts, how did you ever allow this to happen? How was it? You're supposed to look out for us. Now, I can't say that enough. I try to say it enough. I try to put it into words, but it doesn't grasp. It doesn't come through. And it doesn't grab your attention because you want to go more for the salacious and the sordid, and I don't blame you. Or as Benny Johnson says, the pederast, who he's got his terms all incorrect. This is not even close. This is not even close to coming to a conclusion. Not even close. And here's the best part. What are the files? There are no lists of people. The mob. There is no list. Do you know of the 5 families of the mob? There is no list. When somebody was made, who sponsored them, who was replaced, when they opened the books from the 20s. There's no alumni association. They don't keep records of things like that. They don't keep records. So when you want to get into specific terms where they're, again, we're getting into these, because there's about 4 different parts of this story. Were there files and records? Probably not. But this thing was put to bed. Trump could have said, listen, this was not even really on my watch. It was a long time ago. And then big mouths like that big mouth son of his, Donald Jr., big mouth. He was there yelling at these stupid turning points and CPACs and all. They go, why'd you bring it up? Release the files. J.D. Vance, he's saying, release the files. You're a schmuck. I'll keep going. Kash Patel, Buggy, release the files. Pam Bondi, release the list. So we've got the list, the files, Black Book logs, and now Alan Dershowitz gives us the documents. Okay? We got these 3 things. 4. So all of a sudden, these people are saying, guess what's going to come up next? A list that says Donald Trump was doing whatever it was. Who verifies the list? He's going to say, that's not a real list. That's a fake list. This is Russiagate. And we're going to go through that bullshit all over again. Donald Trump is going to say, that list isn't mine. That's not a real list. You wanted the list. Well, I wanted the real list. How do you know what the real list is? How do you know what the real list is? How? Who? What? All of this. Say it again. All of this. None of it had to be released. None of it had to be released. None of this had to be released. None until Pam Bondi came. And then today, Trump, in this stupid, I'm going to give all the money. We're going to have more sanctions against Russia. Rumor has it, this is Trump doing this, believe it or not, just for Douglas McGregor, God bless him, was saying something to the effect that he's doing it, that the weapons he's releasing are not in and of themselves going to be problematic or critical. They're just, they're going to go through other parties and they're going to, who knows? Nobody ever follows through with this. When Donald Trump says, here's $1 billion, do you ever track it? No. Do you track it like you do an Amazon package? No. Do you know what elements and items are provided? No. You don't know. You're unaware of this. You're not, how do I say this? You're not, nobody knows this. Nobody's, you just kind of hear about this, so to speak. And Lindsey Graham, Gomer Pyle is going crazy. So he's doing everything in his power. And Putin is saying, really? Really? You're really doing this? Seriously? Honestly? You don't stop. You at long last have no decency. This is incredible. And now finally, the Democrats are saying, release the files. The first thing that Pam Bondi, and by the way, she was at the Department of Justice. I would have said right off the bat, show me the files. Let me see the files. What are these? There we go. Here are the files. Okay, let's run them through ChatGPT. Read them. You can do that, right? In the old days, it would say, we can't read these bills. Nancy Pelosi says we have to pass it to see what they are. You can take these things, put them into ChatGPT, anything. I keep saying ChatGPT, some AI program. You can say, read it. Does the name Trump come up here? Nope. Solid. Who were the names that come up? And you can do a list. You can do oh my God. Time out. If you haven't used ChatGPT in your life for the simplest of things, you have no idea the genius of it. So going back to what we were saying, they could go through this and review it. They could say, here is a summary of everything in the files. I will certify the files. These are the files. I might want to redact some of the files. I may want to just throw away some of the files. But I ain't saying shit till I know what I'm talking about. That's not what old Pamela Joe did. She just wanted to go. She couldn't wait to go on. She was loving it. She's on Fox News. Oh my God. She just, it's a holy grail for these people. You don't understand this, do you? You think I'm exaggerating, don't you? You do. You do. Say it. You think I'm exaggerating. You think that I'm exaggerating this and I'm just, I don't know, I'm just putting this thing into some kind of weird, I don't know, I've got some fixation, right? You think that. You think that. I know you do. I've got some fixation with Fox News. Fox News has changed everything. You know it, and I know it. And all of us know it. All of us know it, and all of us are absolutely, positively aware of the power of it, what it means. They understand what it means. And she couldn't wait. And Cash Patel couldn't wait. Like all these babies at that Top Gun or whatever that Charlie Kirk bullshit is, that Turning Point USA. Can you imagine paying money for this? Seriously. Listen, Charlie Kirk opened up a can of worms regarding Israel. You see that one? Ooh, that was a good one. Ooh. Bringing on Dave Smith. Charlie, you sure about that? Charlie's singing humana, 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 humana. Charlie, that's another issue. That is another issue completely. Because then that's the Mossad issue. Ooh, you love that Mossad issue. I know you do. You've got the Mossad issue. Then there's the money laundering issue. Then there's, what about all the victims? This is the best. This is the best one. I don't understand the victim. I'm going to try this one more time, and I'm going to say this to you because sometimes I have to remind you of what I've said because there's a lot of stuff I've said and people have said, and maybe you kind of lose sight. And it works very, very simply. I talk to every single victim that I can get a hold of. Victim A, would you like to speak with me? Yes, I would. Would you want to prosecute? You got to ask people. Do you want to prosecute the people who did this? Well, good. I'm not going to waste my time with somebody who's not sure. Why do you say that? I was kind of paid off. Okay. Or I wasn't really a minor then. Okay. Or, I might have sort of kind of looked for it. Fine. It's up to you. You tell me. It's no problem. Seriously. There were 150, 200. We already went through this. Known. Not everybody who was there was a victim, or some people said, Jesus, I was just a masseuse. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I didn't know anything. You know that's true, right? There are some people who believe it or not. So, it's like all you went to. My parents went to wherever, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Well, I was just a masseuse. They really had some. Don't you think Ethel Kennedy wanted a back rub every now and then? I mean, was everybody there involved in some sexual hijinks? Perhaps, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. But of those people who were victimized, the first thing you got to figure out is, oh, I want to get those bastards. Great. Have a seat. When did you work? How long did you work? How old were you when you worked? How were you trafficked? Were you lured, cajoled, wheedled, persuaded? How did you get there? Who called you? Who was responsible? Blah, 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 blah. You got this? Good. I got that. Right. Got it. Now, next question. Miss, do you know the names of the people that you would be willing to testify you had sex with when you were a minor? Or even if you were an adult and it was without consent. Maybe you were drugged or whatever. If that's I don't know if that was the allegation or some of the allegations, but can you tell us? Yes, I can. Or I don't know. Miss, we have a compilation for you. It's a book of pictures. And I want you to look through these. These are pictures of either suspects that we know, pictures from actual events that we know, different pictures from stills and videos and evidence, or we just have a roster. We have an idea over 20 something years who was who. And let's say let's say they said, I'm just saying, Bill Gates, Mr. Rogers, Alec Ball. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. But yes, I know that. And then there were some others I don't know. Would you look through this? This man. Who's that? That's Adnan Khashoggi. Or I'm just giving you an okay, write that down. So after we're done with all of the victims, we can say we have right now the framework of a 200 defendant indictment. 200 or 150 or 250. An indictment the likes of which you've never seen before, kind of like organized crime. Remember when they went after the Columbos, they went to the Persico, they went after everybody, the fat Tony Salerno, Tony Duxcarallo, and Paul Castellano, and Tommy Bilotti. They went through everybody. Oh my God, they got 150 names there. They can do that. That's the list. What am I saying? That's the list. Do you hear what I said? Let me say it one more time. That is the list. That's the list you want. That's the list you want. You hear what I'm saying? That. You don't need, I don't know what list Pamela Joe's talking about, but that's what you want. Does it make any sense to you? This is what I've been asking. It's very simple. You do it with cults. You do it with all kinds of people. You do it. I mean, it's just a very simple thing. I don't understand why it's very difficult. People understand. I don't know why people don't grasp it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's very simple to me. And the thing about it, which I find most interesting, believe it or not, the most important thing is that it would make things so simple. But we didn't do that. Now, again, it can be complicated. Sometimes women may not have wanted that. They may not have been a part of this. They might not have wanted any of this to get out. They weren't interested. All of that can be worked out. But you would have had a team. You would have had the strike force. You would have had a division of the Department of Justice just assigned to this. Probably more importantly, you would have had something assigned, and this is important. When, how do I say this? You would have had it assigned when, how do I say this? When Trump came into office. So that Pamela Joe could say, Mr. President, yeah, we got this thing taken care of. We know what the list is. This is the official list. So if anybody from the prior administration, from the Biden administration says, I kept a copy of the list. This list, it's not really a list. We don't have a list, but I kept a copy of the list. And my list is, you can say, no. That's not the list I have. My list is different. My list doesn't contain it. Because they're going to sure as shit, and they're going to say that Donald Trump was involved somehow in this. And they're going to say this is why he doesn't want to do it. This is what they're going to do. Remember, they're going to do this. They're going to say this. Now, you're not going to know, excuse me, because you don't have the wherewithal. You're not going to say, excuse me, what do you mean the list? Did anybody claim? Did Donald Trump make any settlements with anybody? No. You don't think somebody somewhere would have said, excuse me, Mr. Trump? Yes. Do you have any lawsuits from any of the alleged victims of the Epstein thing? No. Assuming it's not true. It's a very simple thing. Mr. Trump, did you? No. Because I didn't do anything. I wasn't on the, but you're on the list. I'm still on the list. Ethel Kennedy's on the list, but she's not on the list. I mean, some people are on the list. George Stephanopoulos was a guest, at one of the, again, this list, this amorphous. shape-shifting, confusing list. This list, is it an adumbration? Is it an indictment? Is it a who's who? What is it? I don't know, but it's a list, and we gotta get to the list. The word has been used with such frequency. Nobody's ever asked what. Just like during when Russiagate, remember Pissgate? Did you ever really understand what that was about? Did remember that? We talked about that all the time. Did anybody during the course of this ever say, by the way, would you like to know what that was all about? Would you like to actually go through? Do you remember what it was? Do you remember what? I'm sorry, Pissgate, Undonism, the Russian harlots who relieved themselves on the percales. Would you remember the story, the context of that? Do you? Did you ever investigate it? Do you know what that was really about? No. You just knew this is what they were talking about. You just heard about this, but you never said, well, tell me exactly what they did. This is the most important. This is the Steele dossier. The P-tape allegation that Donald Trump was involved in lewd acts with Russian prostitutes at the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow, allegedly while Russian intelligence services recorded it. It's one of the murkiest, absurd, crazy things is that Trump hired Russian sex workers to urinate on a hotel bed once used by Barack and Michelle Obama. It alleged that the Russian FSB filmed it to potentially blackmail Trump later. There's no video, no photo, no solid testimony has ever emerged. Steele himself admitted during British court proceedings that the tape probably doesn't exist. FBI officials knew early on that many parts of the dossier were unverified. But it was about this disinformation bomb. It was a combination of fantasy and revenge and political sabotage. And it's unverified filth. It meant nothing. But yet I say to you, we talked about it forever. Now that I've said this, let everyone watching now come up with their own PP joke, their PP reference. They will write down as we speak. Please read this later. Read this. Grown adults thinking, I've got a pun. P-gate, Pissgate, you're in the money. You're in a lot of trouble. Because this, you prove the fact. It's salacious. It's easy. You don't have to understand money laundering. You don't have to understand Bear Stearns. No, it's about two hookers relieving themselves on a bed. That you can understand because you're base. You're like most people. Nothing against you. You're simple. Give me something easy. That I can understand. I don't know why, but nobody ever asked you. Nobody ever said, well, what is it? We don't want to talk about it. God damn it, you're talking about it. What do you know about it? We don't know. This is the most important thing. This is what's going on right now. And the story is not going away. And everybody is coming out of the woodwork. This one knows this and this and that. And this investigative reporter and what the hell's her name? She's always got this, she's always smiling, got the grin with the big glasses. You know what I'm talking about. She's very, very good. I can never remember her name. She's okay, but it's like not, it's there, but it's not. It's interesting. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Her name. What is her name? She got the big glasses. She always She'll just all of a sudden break into us. A big grin. Rachel Maddow. No, for God's sakes. Maria. No. You know what I'm talking about. Tim Pool. God damn it. Not him. How can you not understand him? The guy with the wool cap. Whitney Webb. Thank you, Sean. Whitney Webb. Whitney Webb all of a sudden just breaks into these smiles. What are you laughing at? I don't know. She just she's very smart, but it's like nobody's. And Judge Napolitano's got everybody else. Ryan Dawson, very smart guy. Again, into depths, interstitial stuff that nobody gives a shit about. That's not what people want to hear. It's not what you want to hear about. Give me the big picture. What does Trump do? Trump's got to sit there and say, okay, here we go. Here is the drop. Now, Pam, are you sure my name's not in this? Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, let me ask, did you settle any cases? I'm assuming he didn't. It's very simple. No. Now, you could also say, well, Prince Andrew did with Virginia Giuffre. Did Bill Gates or anybody do that? Bill Clinton. A lot of people may not have said, well, I didn't settle, but other people. I don't know. None of this stuff makes any sense to me. None of this. You have got to ask yourself, why in the name of God would you risk everything not to say, I'm being set up? I am being set up. I don't understand any of this. Why did Prince Andrew, why didn't his security detail? He's got MI6, MOU, MI6, MI5, everyone. And they talk to Shin Bet, and Shin Bet talk to Mossad, who talks to CIA and FBI and this and that, and Scotland Yard and MI5 and all that. They're all talking to each other. And they're saying, Jesus Christ, we know who this guy is. He's a pervert. He's a freak. He goes after little girls. He's setting people up. His house is a recording studio. Everybody has known this since day one. How did this ever happen? How did anybody say, I'm not stepping foot on that place? I'm not. By the way, Trump was the one who basically bounced Epstein out when he went after Giuffre or somebody's daughter or something. He just basically said, this guy's a creep, get rid of him. So there's so many working parts to this, none of it makes any sense. But it was dead. Do you hear what I'm saying? It was dead until Pamela Joe decides to say, I've got on my desk the files. You schmuck. What did you do? Thank you. Congratulations. Now we're doing this shit again. You also have she also said, by the way, the JFK files. Want to go through that again? She going through that? Oh, dear. Maybe that lunatic in Florida. She's worthless. But anyway, you see what's going on? Tell me you understand what's going on. Tell me you want to say, what? Now, do you believe that this has any substance? Do you believe that this affects and exposes President Trump? And don't give me that bullshit about, oh no, he's in a 4D chess. Stop it. 4D chess, my ass. It's the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. Do you think this in any way affects him? Goddamn right it affects him. Because this is the stuff that people love. It's sex, it's children, and you don't even have to know anything. Just say sex and children, and that's it. Or underage children, whatever particular version. You better believe this has something to do. You better believe this has. And if you think for 1 minute that he's off the hook, and if you think he's got nothing to worry about, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. This is the part that, and even the part that kills me. Are people say, do you think Mossad is involved? The question I've been asking you since day one, the question is, do you think Mossad, everybody loves to say that, would allow 20 years of accumulated films and tapes and hard drives to accumulate before they did something about it? Do you? Do you? Do you think Mossad, this great, would have said, hey, maybe we should go and maybe collect some of the tapes? No, let's wait 20 years. Then we'll go. Oh my God, what happened? Did you hear the news? What? The FBI conducted a search warrant. Oh shit. You mean they got them all? Yes. Avi, I told you we should do this. I know. I told you we would do, but I was busy. They've got, oh shit, all that work, all that black bag, honeypot, extortion, blackmail. Oh God, Jesus. Why didn't we pick up the files? I told you. Don't give me that bullshit. I'm busy. I'm busy. It's the most stupid thing in the world. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And stop talking about Mossad. I know they're Jewish, I know, but you've got to get somebody to sit. I'm sorry. That's like saying, do you think CIA was involved? Oh, yeah. You don't know dick about CIA or anybody else. You haven't seen the operational files. You don't know. You think you do, because a lot of people think that, well, I just know all about this. You don't know anything. You've never been an agent. And in fact, there's John Kiriakou, good guy. By the way, he writes this about this scathing stuff about Israel, how they steal everything. Did you hear that? And that dude, what's his name? Bustamante, the guy with the fro and the little girl's barrette. Remember that? I was an agent. We always wear shoes with strings, with laces. Okay. Oh my God! They said that Israel did nothing but steal stuff, and they give you gifts, and the gifts would have a microphone in it. I mean, just. Bibi's been here 3 times. 3 times. What's going on with that? And Tucker is he's so great. Tucker's good because at least he gives us the okay. Joe Rogan too. There was something in the Daily Mail under the paywall section that Joe Rogan on a $600,000 a week yacht with his rarely seen wife and kids, and by the way, stay away from anything called yacht. Trust me on that one. Don't go on a yacht, especially if you're somebody big. Don't. And if you go on a yacht, make sure you go with, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, because they're going to put some freak on that yacht who's going to claim, and that room is wired. Oh yeah, you know what yachting is, right? There is a list. I could give you the list. If I gave you the names, these are like B, C, D listers, old time Hollywood, music, entertainment strumpets and has-beens who basically pawn themselves out. They show up and they hang out. They get paid $1 million, sometimes more, to go out in international waters. So there's some guy with a burnous and a caftan, some Sheikh Hamana can say, hey, guess what I did? You know how they have these, meet rock legends or meet the heroes of wrestling or soap operas or, that kind of thing. Like, hey, meet your favorite soap opera stars of the 80s. Remember that, honey? Your favorite soap opera stars of the 80s. Hey, well, this is a little different. This is, how would you like to, somebody from Dynasty here? I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. Oh. And you'd be surprised the stars who are peddling their daughters to do this. I mean, it's an open secret. Everybody knows. It's called yachting. And, if I give you the list, because they don't, there's no such thing anymore as prostitution being something you look down on. They'll do it just because, they'll just do it because they'll just do it. It's just that simple. But it's an incredible story. And it's fascinating the way that it evolves in this new level of corruption in the world. See, you never knew sex was this merchandisable, did you? Did you ever think sex and prostitution and sex work was this commodified? You didn't know this. Believe me, you didn't know this. You kind of thought you did. Not really. It is nothing but a bacchanal, a sick kind of a eyes wide shut moral cesspool. And I'm sorry, but it's a God's honest truth. And you know it, and I know it. And it's absolutely true. It is horrid. Horrid. You hear what I'm saying? Horrid, I say. Horrid. Okay? Absolutely. Positively. 100%. So let me say something to you, and you listen to me. President Trump, you better do a hell of a lot better. You better release something. You release them first. It's called a limited hangout. Whoever comes up with their version, you're going to be able to say, that's not the official, that's not the list, even though we've been through this many times, there's no list. You, the files, the documents, you do it. You introduce that which is, and have somebody certify it. You got to do it first. You've got to get out in front of it. It's called a limited hangout. Look at it. Look it up. You've got to be ahead of it. You've got to put this thing out. You've got to say, this is it. This is the official. Wait a minute, I worked it. That's bullshit. That's during the Biden administration. That's not real. Mine's the real thing. You hear what I'm saying? And then move on. Get rid of Pam Bondi. Get rid of Bungie. I'm surprised he's not. Yeah, Dan's got to leave early. He can't. First of all, he can't pout like a little bitch and say, I'm going to leave and I'm going to yell at Pam. And then either you should have got off the pot. Get out now. Leave now. You don't want to be assistant. And you already did your thing. You want to go back and you want to be a man of honor because you're wasting time. You had your opportunity, but you waited. And now it doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Quit a week and a half later after you threaten? After you threaten to embarrass the president? Oh, that's great. He's such an idiot. These people they don't know how to play the storyline. Okay? And they better get their shit together. They better have a top level meeting. And you say, here's our story. JD, that goes for you. Danny, Buggy, everybody else. Listen to me carefully. This is our story. Boom, boom, boom. Don't talk about releasing anything. Stop talking about Epstein or release something, but we've got to kill this story. It's destroying us. Everything I'm trying to do. Big, beautiful bill, nobody cares about that. Nobody even talks about it. And the stupidity that he's doing with Putin is disgusting. Disgusting. Come on, you've got to be out. You are out of your mind. Putin's laughing. Sanction me? Are you kidding? One minute he likes Putin, then he doesn't. There's nobody. And according to Colonel McGregor, he's doing this for purposes of, I guess, to show you what a tough guy he is. This is so sad. This is so sad because he's such a good man. And he really, really is trying to do something good. He's really trying to make, and he thought, who the hell knew that this could blow up into being his Watergate? Believe me. Because remember, with anybody else, it might have the momentum, but with him, it does. Okay? Okay. So listen, my friend, pay attention. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors, number 1. Number 2, Lionel Legal. Go to this is the other channel that we have to give you our legal takes of this, Epstein and otherwise. Make sure you are subscribed and that you like this. We need you to like this. I need your likes. Likes are critical here at the Lionel Nation. And also make sure Saturday night, the loneliest night of the week, at the Cutting Room. Tickets available. Let's go. Let's party like it's 1999. I can't say it any better, my friend. My face. All right, kids. Have a great and a glorious day. God bless America. Mr. President, do the right thing for the love of God. We'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dad.